Hello, franchise friends. It's Simon Wise here. I am the founder of the Franchise Hall of Fame in the UK. And the Franchise Hall of Fame has been established now to really recognise individuals that have made a significant contribution to UK franchising. And through our events programme, Franchise Talk Live, we highlight initiatives, programmes that really add to the value of UK franchising. And I am delighted to be here today to welcome two very special guests. We have Penny Hopkinson and Jonathan Verrar, and we are also honoured because today is the official launch of Manual Magic AI, and you've entrusted us with the responsibility to do the launch for you. So thank you for that. And Penny and Jonathan, a very warm welcome to this live stream.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Good. We are live, and we're welcoming a truly global audience today. I know from the registration. So please feel free to put a message in the chat. We'll do our best to get to you. We've also got some questions at the end as well. But today, really what I want to do is really dive into Manual Magic AI. I've got loads of questions to ask you both. I hope you won't mind, but I think I've crafted those to make sure that everybody really gets the best out of this launch, and they know exactly what you're doing and the story behind it. But just before we dive into the first question, Penny, just a quick one. This is the official launch of Manual Magic AI. How did you get here? How long has it been to get to this point?
Goodness me, I suppose you could say it all started nearly 40 years ago. It'll be 40 years in September, when I first started creating operations manuals, because I thought all the ones that existed were so dull, nobody would even bother to pick them up. So if I fast forward to my book, which was published in 2023. That was Manual Magic, Create the Operations Manual Your Franchisees Need to Succeed, and the 3-step system. It wouldn't have been possible to have an app back in 2023, although that was the beginning of ChatGPT, and I was a very early adopter. And by last year, I would say about January, I began to think, I wonder if AI could assist the process of creating an operations manual, because it takes far too long and people really don't enjoy doing it. I would say about 95% of the people I work with, they think it's a chore. So I got together with Jonathan and we did the prototype and tested it. Jonathan has turned it into reality, and we're about a year from that point. Wow. So I'm delighted that Manual Magic AI is now live.
Brilliant. And fair play to you. I mean, you've been one of the pioneers for AI in franchising. So fair play to you, and I'm absolutely delighted that we're at the point now where we've really got something here that you can really offer franchisors and businesses. So listen, let's dive in, shall we? I've got loads of questions, and I'm going to kick this one off here. Penny, let's start at the beginning. Why does it exist? Why Manual Magic AI? I mean, you've alluded to it already, but just tell me a bit more.
Well, Manual Magic AI exists because operational knowledge deteriorates as businesses expand, unless, of course, it's intentionally organized, managed, and kept in line with reality.
Okay, so it's a reality check then that we all need.
I think so.
Okay, and just to move that on a bit then, so what recurring problems were you noticing in business before this platform was built?
Well, I consistently saw expertise trapped in people's heads, and obviously text-heavy documents. Now that creates inconsistency, version chaos, and ultimately operational risk at scale.
Yeah. Yeah, I think particularly for the newer emerging franchisors, a lot of the founders, everything's up there in their noddle, and it hasn't been put down on paper or into processes. So this is very, very. I mean, look, we'll find out more about it, but obviously it will support the life cycle of the franchisor, I am sure. But particularly for the newer franchisors as well, this is a vital tool for them in terms of getting that information out there and putting it into a meaningful format for other people to follow.
It is indeed. And of course, the problem is that you're so busy getting the business off the ground. I mean, it's not just franchisors, it's any business that really needs a set of standard operating procedures to operate successfully and at scale.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, and that's the one thing, again, in my experience, that other businesses can learn from franchising, you know, the know-how, and it's well mapped, it's well organized, and it's available. So there's a lot of applications beyond franchising as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay. So why don't traditional manuals or SOP documents solve this problem then?
Well, traditional manuals fail because they're static documents, not systems designed to evolve alongside how work actually happens and who uses them.
Okay.
I mean, today's workforce is multi-generational, and you can have up to 5 generations often working together, each with different learning styles and abilities. So traditional text-heavy manuals are less effective as younger team members join the workplace.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can see that. And my experience of being a franchisee, my manuals lived on the shelf and gathered dust. It was easier to pick up the phone to the regional support manager to get the answer to the question as opposed to thumbing through loads of operations manuals.
Absolutely. And of course, the current workforce magnifies the problem. You know, research indicates that Generation Z will make up 30% of the global workforce by 2030.
Wow.
You know, it's a generation influenced by YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah.
If you present them with a detailed operations manual, you've lost their attention.
Yeah.
If teams don't engage with operational guidance, you know, the procedures just won't be followed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So moving it on then, I mean, where does AI genuinely help here, and where doesn't it help?
Well, artificial intelligence is most valuable when it reduces barriers in capturing and organizing information. You know, human expertise remains responsible for judgment and intent. What we find is many head office team members I've worked with over the past 40 years, such as Costa Coffee, Quick Fit, the AA Driving School, and also Wiltshire Farm Foods. You know, they've stared at a blank page. You know, where do you begin? Yeah. Having a logical structure to work within just removes the barriers and the fear, because you don't want to fail. And creating an SOP is actually a bit of an art and a science. It's not just something that rolls easily off the tongue. Yeah. So what this aims to do is to leave you free to amplify your expertise.
And that's it, isn't it? It's sort of managing your expertise and saving time and being efficient. That's the key to it, isn't it? And absolutely. For any you know, the type of franchisees we're looking at coming into the system now, these are the expectations around technology and how information is disseminated as well. So I guess it's massively important for franchisors to stay ahead of the curve there.
Yes, and all businesses, because it's also the key to productivity.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind me asking you all these questions. I've just got so many. But how does Manual Magic AI differ from documentation tools or knowledge bases? Yeah, absolutely. Because I have this knowledge base that's been banded around. So how would you answer that one?
Well, Manual Magic is more than just a storage tool. It's a managed production system that governs how SOPs are created, reviewed, approved, updated and utilised across multiple generations. So it's based on 40 years of working with solopreneurs, SMEs and multi-site operators, and of course, particularly franchises. You know, franchising is an exceptional business model because faithful replication of an ethical, proven business system leads to consistency across all areas of the business.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's move that on a bit then. Who is this platform truly intended for then?
Well, it's been created specifically for solopreneurs and SMEs who understand the benefits of creating a detailed set of standard operating procedures and ones that can be updated in real time as the business grows. Also, of course, multi-site organizations, they need brand consistency and compliance without slowing down decision making.
Yeah.
A detailed operations manual also adds considerable value to the sale of a business.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Well, listen, I think you've whet the appetite of everybody watching. Can we do a demo now? Can we have a look at this, Jonathan? What do you say?
Shall we? Yes, absolutely. So let me share my screen and let's have a look.
And you're the technical boffin behind this, really, aren't you?
I'm the boffin, yes. So hopefully you can see that, everyone. Fantastic. So we've landed in the dashboard, and this is the first thing you'll see when you arrive at the tool. And you can see that there's a progress section here, which is split into sections to make it easy. There's a big indicator up here to say I should upload some IP to get started. And there's some improvements I can make to the SOP generation by working on things like my brand voice, my target reader, and my business. So let's have a look at those first. So we'll start there. So you can see if I drop in, it asks me a few questions about what my business is, and that just helps AI understand exactly what those standard operating procedures should do. But I've also got things like my brand voice. So it might be that you've got a very Janet and John style manual, which is, you know, straightforward for novices, or it might be that you've got a very specialist technical playbook or a service concierge, safety critical. You know, depending on what the style of your manual is, you can tailor that to be very specific. Set your language. You can upload examples of your voice so that your manual is written in a certain style, and then you can see it picks out the styles from there, and you can of course edit those. You can select your brand personality. So is it playful, is it professional, formal, casual, etc., and what it should not sound like, and what your brand should represent as well. So we can configure brand voice. Target reader, we can say exactly who it's for. So it's not just for large organizations. This is whoever your target reader is. And that will again just help the AI understand exactly what it should be creating when writing the drafts. So if I go back to the dashboard, let's click here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload some IP, and I'm going to show you exactly how we take just raw content and then translate those into SOPs. So I'm going to click on there. It's very straightforward. We just drag and drop. So I've got a document here I preferred earlier. This is actually my book, which is work in progress. So it's going to take all of the kind of methods and information there, and it's going to translate them into draft SOPs for me. So you can see it's analyzing and working away there. And while it's doing that, you can see, I'm just going to show you, take PDF, doc, text, even markdown files can all be uploaded. It gives me a little green light and tells me it's ready. So I can now drop into my manual. So you can see on the left here, we've got dashboard, upload, and then the board itself. The board is a way of managing, as Penny mentioned, we've got different states. So they're all initially in draft, but once I'm happy for that to go to review, I can move it to review, approved, and then once I move it into published, it's actually live. So that would then be available within my manual. So I'm going to work on this one first. So it's picked out here. So identify foundational constraints, limiting growth of bespoke service businesses. Great. Okay, fine. That sounds good. I can tag it. So I can say this is specific to engineering, or I can say this is a scientific, whatever I want. And those tags will be, you can even put custom ones on there. Those tags will then appear on the board. So that's just to help you manage the SOPs themselves. I can filter obviously down by the different types, so the sections of the manual, and what that does, it just helps me see exactly how much I've got of each one, and I can do that on the dashboard as well. So here you'll see now I've started to populate my manual. It's giving me a score. It's saying I've actually got 7% coverage, and I've moved up to 63% readiness. So that gives me a good indicator of how well spread my manual is as well. So as I upload more and more IP, I can see that the right sections are populating and where I've got gaps. So let's go into this one, this SOP. So I can change the objective of that SOP if it's not got it quite right. I can go into the editor here, and I can then say, okay, generate me the first draft of this SOP. I can guide it and steer it by template, but also I can give it particular information I'm interested in. And you can see here, it's telling me that it's going to use my brand voice. So let's start writing that SOP. It will give me a first draft. And if I'm not quite happy with that, what I can do is I can revise the draft. So it may have missed some information, or it may be too detailed, or it might not be detailed enough. However you feel that you need to improve it, you can still work with AI to improve the draft. And of course, you can edit it yourself. So here we go. So it's written that. I'm just going to whip through and have a look. So it follows the template that we've given it. So it's got minimum standards, roles and responsibilities. Great. Step-by-step procedure here. This actually looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, this all looks really good. So, and then it's even pulled out what I should have for KPIs and potential tools and resources there. So as I say, if I'm not quite happy with that, I can go back and I can revise and ask it to have another go and fill out more detail. Now, this is a full text editor. So as you can imagine, you've got all the formatting and links and tables and, the even pre-formatted code if you want in there. But very importantly, we've also added dictation. So what I can do is I can start dictation here. I can start writing just by talking, which is much, much easier. And you'll see that it's currently engraved, but when I stop, it's going to then confirm that into black there. So that's then ready to go. So that just makes it much easier. If you prefer talking instead of writing, then that's just very straightforward. You see it auto saves as I go as well, which is great. Now, in addition to the actual SOP itself, we can generate checklists. So we can create our own, of course, but why not utilize the wonder of AI? It will go through and have a look at what checklists can potentially be on there. And I can edit that. And again, I can filter it down and move it around and do all sorts of great things there. And we've also got FAQs. So same thing, I can guide it and steer it to a particular FAQ I want it to write, or I can just say, actually, you write an FAQ, and then I can use that to get away from the blank page and then work on it to improve it. So you can see there, it's created that great FAQ actually just scanning through there. Then we've got storyboards. So storyboards are a fantastic way to, as Penny says, create video content, and this would then go either into one of our partners, Manual.2, or you could utilize your own, in-house systems to create those storyboards. But they are really great because they give you the visual, they give you what the user action should be. It'll tell you how roughly how long that's going to be for, what the voiceover is, and even what the on-screen text is. Now, again, you can edit this before you give it to someone. You can reprioritize and edit each step, add steps, etc. So, and of course, I can edit each step individually. So in addition to that, you've also got assets. So in SOP, it's got checklist, FAQ, but it may also have imagery as well. So it can generate an image. Again, I can give it some steer, or I can just let it go. And what it will do is it will send me an email once that image has been generated. You've also got a refresh button there if you're keen like me for it to appear. but I can also upload files. So let's say that for this, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a previous illustration. Then I can upload that one to and give it whatever name I want it to be. So let's upload that. And you can see it's completed my other one there as well. Great. So that illustration is now present. So we're going to see that in a second, but you can download it from here also. There's also a QR code. So every SOP you can either share via this link that it's provided us, and that's a unique link. You can share that with anyone in your company, or you can download a PNG of the SOP, a QR code as well. Now I'm going to now preview this SOP. So there's a read-only preview. So this is what there's two types of licenses within Manual Magic. So if I go back to the dashboard, I'll just show you those. So there's admin and reader licenses. So reader licenses are those that don't have access to actually edit the manual, but they do want to be able to view it. And they will see this view without all of the administration. So if I click on the manual, this is what they see. They see a searchable manual, so they can search for anything they like across any SOP. They'll see each section broken down into intro, setting up. And you'll see at the moment I've got 0 SOPs. And the reason for that is because I haven't published anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to publish that one and then go back to the manual. And there we go. We can now see I've got something in growth and profit. So if I click into that, as the editor, I can move those up and down, so I can reorder them. So let's put a couple in just so we can demonstrate that. I'm just going to reorder that one and then go back to the manual. So we can see now I can actually reorder those depending on how I want them to appear. I can also go back and edit that directly, but let's actually have a look at the one we created. So here you can see it's beautifully written and presented. And then the great thing is that if I do add these infographics, so this is the infographic it created for me by looking at the SOP, it's gone through and done that. But I've also got assets if I've uploaded them manually, and they may be PDFs, it might be spreadsheets, it could be anything you want, then your read-only users also have access to download that directly from the SOP as well. So that gives us a very, very, very quickly, we can build up an entire operations manual by just dropping our IP in there. And then the great thing is that if we have got gaps, we start to see them. So we can see exactly which part of the business is lacking in terms of intellectual property. We've built in learning resources here as well, so frequently asked questions and even blogs and articles that you can go through and written by Penny. And then finally, the last thing I want to show you is Ask My Wizard. So Ask My Wizard, if you can imagine, you've just given this tool lots of intelligence. Ask My Wizard is the best way to get that information out. So I can ask any question I like, and it will find SOPs that are relevant for that. It will answer based on the knowledge that it has. So it might be that I want, for example, let's say, what's the best, or no, how can I improve my model? Improve my model, for example, and let's just let that whiz through, and it will. So yes, it's a knowledge base, and it can actually find information and bring that back, but actually it can be intelligent on top of your intellectual property as well. So it can give you answers which are very relevant, which is great. It's really, really powerful. So it goes much, much further beyond a standard operations manual because it actually has intelligence built on top of the manual. So there we are. So we've got lots more on the way. Penny's got some fantastic ideas, ways to be able to merge and get more quality kind of intelligence off the top of the manual as well. So watch this space, but I hope that's given you a good overview and you're as excited as we are about this this launch. The other thing, actually, just quickly, I will show you is that you can set up the manual to look like your own. So what I'll do here is I'll just upload my logo. There we go, there it goes. And then I'm going to pull in even the brand colors. So let me just, if you bear with me, a bit more copy, let's try again. And let's see if we can make it look like my brand. Big fun if this works. First time. Let's have a look. And that one I think we'll make black as well. Here we go, save. Oh, look at that, brilliant. So now my manual looks like my own company's manual. So there we go. I hope that was fun.
Amazing.
And you're, as I say, I hope you get lots and lots of value out of Manual Magic AI. And hand back over to Penny and Simon.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Pleasure.
Is that it?
For now.
Oh, listen, that's mind blowing. I bet you have 3 shredded wheat for breakfast, don't you?
Yeah, just spinach.
Wow, that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, brilliant.
Come a long way, hasn't it?
Fantastic. So, Penny, once people begin thinking this way, what changes for them as leaders?
Well, I think the main thing is that leaders move away from relying on memory and goodwill, and instead they focus on establishing lasting clarity under pressure, which really is what they should focus on. I mean, one of the things you alluded to a little earlier was the fact that, too many people just phone up and say, oh, how do I do something? And the answer is, it's in the manual. Well, of course, what happens if you're under pressure? Let's say it's your first day as a barista and something goes wrong. And you say, help, what do I do? And the manager says, it's in the manual. You don't have time. And so the person responsible will go their own way, and that could be disastrous.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I can see that. We're going to have some questions coming up soon as well, and we've had lots of activity in the chat, so I'm really looking forward to sharing those with you. But we've seen all this, and dare I ask, what's next for Manual Magic AI?
Well, Jonathan has been trying to put a brake on my enthusiasm for putting all sorts of things in. And all I can say is thank goodness, because my imagination does run riot. But our next phase really focuses on improving governance, usability and scale based on how teams actually use the system in practice.
Okay.
I'm all about engaging readers, as if nobody had noticed, fostering continuous improvement and boosting productivity. So gamification is going to be one element that we're going to be looking at as a vital tool. And it's going to introduce a constructive competitive element, which, if that isn't too vague, it's all about incentivizing continuous improvement. For far too long, we've had a top-down approach, and Generation Z doesn't really respond to top-down. They respond to peer-to-peer engagement. They also want to feel that they are part of the company that they've joined, whether it's a franchise, whether it's, it doesn't matter what type of company, but they tend to choose that company. You know more about this, Simon, than I'm sure that I do, but they choose their employer because the employer meets certain criteria. And one of those criteria is to feel motivated and feel valued. So we want to introduce a tool that will get everybody involved and rewarded and get a buzz going across the teams, networks, and make all this, make people take ownership of the content of what I call a knowledge sharing ecosystem, which is the next bit of our plan, because our plan is to move away from the traditional approach of creating an operations manual, which can be tedious, and move towards a dynamic knowledge sharing ecosystem where teams can engage, learn and development. I think we need to shift the perception of SOP creation from a chore to a highly valued asset with multiple benefits. And these benefits include early and ongoing IP protection, as well as adding clear value to the sale of the business.
Super.
For the immediate future, I'd like to think of Manual Magic system as a central hub with spokes.
Yeah.
Each spoke provides readers with access to expanded knowledge base, including finance, employment law, health and safety, legal issues, and more, supplied by strategic partners.
Yeah. And because it's such a dynamic real-time process, that any changes in legislation and things like that automatically get updated, don't they? They automatically get put in the now.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
It's in real time.
Super. Well, so much to look forward to, and not too many holidays for you either in the future. Doesn't sound like either. But listen, thanks for that. I'm absolutely blown away by what you've done, and the demo is there for everybody to see. And if that wasn't enough, you've got a founder's offer that you want to introduce to everybody today. So let me just pop up a little QR code here. And this is the gift that keeps on giving. So, Penny, tell us about your special offer, please.
Well, in fact, we have three.
Yeah,
we've got three special offers today. What we really want to do is to recognise our founder members here today. You're representing probably most of the world, from Australia to Greenland to Pristina to Lithuania and even the UK. So what we're offering is a 50% discount on our administrator subscription, which would normally cost £199 a month. So this is a £99 per month offer available for the next 48 hours. And once subscribed, the price will stay the same for 12 months. So it'll be £99 per month for 12 months. And then it will automatically include all system updates, all technical support. Then our read-only subscription remains at £5 per team per month. And per team, I mean per outlet. It could be per branch. But it's just that read-only subscription. And of course, that's all built in local currency.
Brilliant.
Then, if you don't already have a copy of my book, Manual Magic, Create the Operations Manual Your Franchisees Need to Succeed, please scan the QR code to receive a free digital copy. Now, this is the companion to Manual Magic AI and details the framework and structure of the system and how it functions. So you will see all those categories represented in it, and for each part of for each SOP, there is a very, very clearly defined structure. Also, it goes into the philosophy behind the multi-generational workforce and how we need to be more visual today. Finally, all founder members are invited to join School. That will be our customized Manual Magic AI community where we can discuss challenges, resolve issues, and importantly, learn about the latest updates that we're going to be introducing, And then we're going to organise a quarterly mastermind to which you'll be invited. So stay tuned for those updates.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you very much, Penny. Never have I seen so many giveaways for free on a live stream, and I'm sure everybody really appreciates that. So thank you very much indeed. But okay, listen, I'm sure you've got some questions out there, everybody, and I'm just going to go through the chat here because we've had a fantastic audience that have come to joining us today, and all want to. I think we should mention all of them if we can. There's some really great people on here, isn't there? Look at that, fantastic. We got some questions woven in here as well. Wow, some lovely messages of support as well. Wishing you every success. Super. Portugal, my goodness. What else have we got here? Don't enjoy reading walls of information either. Oh, I had no idea what that's all about, but there we go. Oh, that was probably one of the benefits of, yes. Okay. We are live. Maxine, let's cling to glass there as well. Penny. Hello, Penny. Great to be here from sunny West London. Okay. Excited to be here. Wow. We got some great comments of support as well. Sean, this is so exciting. Will make a massive difference for many who struggle with this. Absolutely. You know, you identified the problem and you've delivered on the solution as well, which is tremendous. Congratulations, Penny. We have hello from Dubai. Wow. We have a good evening as well. So we have different time zones, and all businesses need standardization to train, grow, and scale successfully, says Sue. Yep, absolutely. We have Jean, Penny, hi Penny from St. Vincent in the Caribbean. What a global audience you've attracted. I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed. Goodness me, it's like the United Nations of franchising, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Congratulations, Penny. Brilliant. Okay, we've got some questions coming up as well. It being business best practice stories will make it invaluable in the AI space. I mean, there are just so many positive comments here. Congratulations, Penny. Here we go. Here's a question here. What type of IP is it that you're uploading, and how are the various types of IP relevant for this? Well, that one is above my pay grade, so I'll launch that to you, Jonathan or Penny.
Go for it, Penny.
Okay. Basically, anything that your business depends on can be uploaded and utilized to create the SOPs. So, for example, it could be a business plan. If you're starting out, it could be a franchise agreement to give you this framework, because our wizard can actually do a gap analysis and tell you, with your, let's say you think you've created all the SOPs, but you ask the wizard and say, could you compare it with a franchise agreement, because I want to underpin the terms and conditions. And the wizard will say, oh, hold on a moment, you've forgotten this. So if you feed it, the more you feed it with your intellectual property, the better the system will work. And it can be video scripts, blogs, anything that is about your business, and that will bring your brand to life.
Brilliant. Jonathan, here's one for you. Looks awesome, Penny and John. Can readers add comments to the SOPs?
No, but what a fantastic suggestion. Yeah, I think that's something we'll put on our roadmap, right? Because that's, I think, part of the feedback loop that Penny's talking about. It will be in that iteration where they can actually, they're encouraged to contribute and also comment on the manual.
Excellent.
Yes. In fact, just to a little sneak peek on that, what we're aiming for is commenting on SOPs, because very often you go and do an audit, but maybe you don't actually find out the little tweaks that make the difference, reduce the wastage, improve incidents and accidents. We do this slightly differently because we've noticed that. And if you gather those together, get the best, make sure that they work in the way that they should, then imagine how much you can save across a network. I mean, Costa Coffee, I think I'm right in saying now, has about 4,000 outlets. If you shave a tiny percentage point off wastage across 4,000 outlets, I'd leave you to do the maths.
Yeah. There's ringing the bell for the shareholders, definitely. Okay, let's just push this on a little bit further here. A brilliant product. Have or can you included data protection standards / SOPs and keep them up to date?
Oh yes, key, absolutely key, Joe. This is something that is really important because I know that when as soon as the company Manual Magic AI Limited was registered, I received a communication from the Information Commissioner saying register. And of course, a key part of any knowledge sharing environment or operations manual is knowing what to do about GDPR and keeping it up to date. Because as with employment law, things change, and sometimes very rapidly in many, many places. I mean, I don't know how many pieces of legislation are going to change in that affect HR and employment, but it's a lot, and keeping up to date is a minefield.
Absolutely. Here's a great question for you. Have you a guide to how long a regular business would need to invest time in creating a manual via Manual Magic? I love the simplicity. Well done.
Well, Steve, I think I can safely say you save up to 75% in the time it takes. Because you saw how instant it was when Jonathan uploaded a bit of IP. You got an SOP with almost a click of a button. It was
I think
hours before.
That's really something worth noting, is that you can start to get value immediately. So you don't have to wait till your entire manual is ready. You can start publishing out useful content and build as you go along, right? Yeah, I think it's been fascinating working on this, because it's really highlighted that this is a strategic thing to do. Start early and build up your systems and your processes, and when you've got them in something like this, then they become incredibly valuable.
Brilliant. There's a lot of really good positive responses coming around gamification in the comments. Sue, again, gamification is great to engage and involve collaboration to maintain momentum in this vital tool. So you've really hit on something there. I think that's really resonated with the with the audience, Penny and Jonathan. So thank you very much for that. I think the lovely Ken has put a nice comment up. Hi, Penny. This is all fabulous. From the franchisor's perspective, is there a danger AI answers a question with an answer that contravenes the franchise agreement? Say, for example, applying trademarks to promotional activities.
I think, Ken, like everything AI, you need to check it. You wouldn't just publish something that you hadn't checked and applied expertise. The whole idea of this is AI does the heavy lifting, so you don't have to, but there's no substitute for expertise. And in fact, what I do is I encourage you to amplify expertise, because nobody knows the brand better than either you or your clients. And it's the subtle differences that make the difference between an okay manual and a brilliant manual that does its job.
Super. Question from Alan Wilkinson here. Can the users on the read-only license have different levels of access to different manuals?
Yes, you can tag them. You can make them role-based.
Thank you for that. Somebody else. I mean, I've got so many comments here. I could be on for another hour, but you wouldn't want that, really, would you? Love school. Impressive penny greetings from Malta. Let's have a list. This is a great way for small companies that lack their own documentation department to build a scalable system. Amen to that. I mean, that hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Smaller businesses, scaling opportunity there to put everything in writing, create real value around that business and in an easy to use way as well.
Yes, I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to build this was because so often when you're starting a business, whether it doesn't matter whether you're a franchise, whatever type of business, you don't have the financial resources to go and get a consultant. You just can't do that. So you've got to start somewhere. And from my experience, people who are starting out are really worried, because you have to, in franchising, you have to have an operations manual in the UK. It's best practice in the States and many other countries. And where do you start? Who do you ask? And how much is it going to cost in the long term? So I didn't want the smaller companies to be left out. I wanted this to be a truly inclusive type of platform and system that anybody can start.
Brilliant. And you've done that and you've delivered on that. Good question here, Ravi Kumar. Can AI manual magic AI add in video, pictures and update current manuals in PDF format? / also can we have translation with AI, especially Arabic and Hindi?
Yes,
to all the above.
Yep, you can create your manual in any language and you can upload video. And with our partner manual.to, which is known as the TikTok for industry, you can take your videos shot on a smartphone, and they will break them down, and that will be a step-by-step guide using that video. In any language, it can be watched, it can be read, and it can be listened to. So you've got all three learning styles. And for example, if you're in a very noisy environment, you wouldn't want necessarily to listen to it, but you would want to watch it. I mean, I use the analogy of the barista who has just learned how to strip down and clean the coffee machine, and can't quite remember, it's the sum of the parts, which order they go back into, just in case I make a mistake. So you capture the QR code, it takes you straight to the step-by-step video. You go step-by-step at your own pace, and you can see exactly what to do. You've got your single source of truth, and that is throughout the entire network. If it's a franchise, the entire company, if it's a single head office.
Brilliant. Here's an interesting question. Are you able to review any metrics such as views / open rates or time spent reading SOPs, thinking about trying to quantify engagement? Good question.
Yeah, so we are recording those metrics. They're just not exposed yet. So that is something soon to be released.
Excellent. Steve makes a very valuable point that 75% time saves covers the subscription in man hours alone. Absolutely. The read fee for a franchise network, is that fee for each franchisee within the network?
Yes, it is. Yes. What we wanted to make sure is that franchisees were not penalised for reading their own manual. I mean, the manual doesn't belong to them, it belongs to the franchisor. But nevertheless, here we have a living ecosystem which is updated in real time and will deliver that real value.
I'm sure these sentiments are echoed by many, but Michaela, it's wonderful how this will give junior staff or new employees agency in their role. It's nothing short of transformational. Such a great way to value staff in all roles / on all levels. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there is here we are. The lovely Graham Milcreast, VFP. Can users upload their existing manual and have it updated and formatted like the demo in appropriate sections?
Yes. Yes, exactly. It'll take any document. So if there's already a lot of standard operating procedures in there, then it will just move those into the system.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and you can update them, so you don't have to spend lots of time. I mean, we've got the microphone, so just change what you need to change, update, and there it is immediately.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's quite a few of our consultant friends on this call as well. I mean, is there a special relationship you're looking to build with consultants and other suppliers and advisors in the franchise industry, Penny?
Well, we see the role of a consultant as being vital because they can start off by appraising a manual or lack of it. Then they can handhold onboarding and then appraise the SOPs to make sure that everything is as they should be. So I see the role as being a very, very valuable one. And, you know, you always want to support your clients, don't you?
Yeah.
And this is just another way in which you'll be able to do it.
Super. Do you know what? We've pretty much run out of time, I'm afraid. What will I mean? There are all of these questions you can, and Penny, I'm sure, and Jonathan will go back into LinkedIn comments and answer and address each one individually as well. This is a great little comment here from Wes. The team have been brilliant from start to finish. The product itself is revolutionary for the industry, but the people behind it are just as brilliant. Well done all. Now, Wesley, he's using the system, isn't he? He's using it. Yeah.
Yes. Wes started off. I think he bought the book about a year ago, and then Wes tested the prototype, and it came up fortunately with flying colours, and it was because of that Manual Magic AI was born.
Fantastic. And what an amazing place to finish this launch event. Thank you, Penny, Jonathan. I'm absolutely blown away. I mean, and that's what the Franchise Hall of Fame is all about. It's about bringing initiatives that are there to real add value and support the growth of good, ethical franchising. And listen, I wish you every success in your endeavours. It's been a long journey, and what you've created is absolutely outstanding. And I would encourage everybody to take advantage of the three goodie bags that Penny and Jonathan has kindly offered us. The QR code is on the screen. If you are watching this on your mobile, then please screenshot, and you can access it later on. Penny, Jonathan, any final thoughts from you at all?
Just a big thank you to you, Simon.
That's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say a huge thank you to both of you. It's just been a brilliant journey so far, and I'm absolutely delighted with all your comments and all your support. So thank you very much indeed.
Brilliant. Thank you. And we'll be making the full playback available across your favorite social channels as well, so you can engage and have a look at maybe have a look again at the demonstration, because that was superb. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. We look forward to seeing you again on Franchise Talk Live. But for me, have a fantastic rest of the week. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.